Hey guys, Rolando Rodriguez here with xgains.com. We've got workouts that work, eats to satisfy, and everything else you need to reach your lifestyle goals. So I want to make a video today concerning a topic I think needs to be addressed, because when you hear out there, you know, everybody's starting a New Year's resolution, and for the most part that means starting a new eating regimen, and you're going to be watching a lot of TV and reading a lot of articles, and everybody's talking about, you know, reducing caloric intake, eating correctly, eating smartly, right? You just have to forget about processed sugars, and if you eliminate added sugars to your diet, you're going to end up being okay. For the most part, that is true. But here's the thing, guys. Carbs are sugar. So yes, added sugar is worse. Yes, whole wheats are a little bit better for you. But if you are addicted to carbs, if your main source of intake are carbs, be it unprocessed healthy carbs or processed bad carbs, there's gonna be an issue. The thing is, talked about this before a number of times, everybody who goes on a diet wants to lose body fat. So if you are trying to become better at burning fat, why are you still giving your body more carbs than it needs? We need to think of carbs as almost a power boost, as a supplement that we're utilizing to make us perform at our highest peak. And really, that's it. If you're out there and you're wanting to change your body composition, you're going to have to learn to kick the carb addiction, because our body's not going to get to the fat it needs to burn. What we actually want to lose when we're losing weight, when we're on a weight loss diet, until we get the carbs out of the way. So every time you're about to start kicking on all cylinders in terms of burning fat, you're introducing carbs, regardless of whether or not they're unprocessed healthy or added bad. Yeah, the added bad crap is really bad for you for a number of biological reasons, but in terms of weight loss, they're both about the same. The glycemic index is something I don't want to hear about anymore, because everybody's glycemic index is different. Your response to bread intake is going to be different than mine. Your response to rice intake is going to be different than mine. So unless you have a continuous glucose monitor, which I would love to get my hands on, you're not going to know how your body responds to certain carbs. So you can't really assume that the glycemic index is correct for you. A banana might raise your insulin level through the roof, while a piece of bread might not. And it might be the flip for somebody else. So we have to focus on really reducing the amount of carbs that we're intaking if we want to start burning the fat off our body in a smart way. If we want our body to learn and become really efficient at burning fat, we need to allow it to do just that. Burn fat. But we can't do that by reducing carbs and reducing fat at the same time, or keeping carbs at the same level of fats. You don't learn how to ride a bike by riding a skateboard, or vice versa. So our body can't learn how to burn fat unless we give it the fat to burn, or allow it to get to the fat on our body to burn. The thing is, we can't get to the fat on our body until we get through the carbs, through the sugars. So you don't want to just say, well, you know what? Everything in moderation. Let's say you're trying to burn fat. You're getting fat adapted. Everything in moderation. 3 days of low carbs, all of a sudden, you're just going to have one piece of cake. Depending on how many carbs that has, could shoot yourself in the foot. If you're gonna start a diet, whatever it is, I suggest you stick to it for at least 2 to 3 weeks. But if you find yourself not being able to burn the fat off your body, something to look into is how many carbs you're intaking. I don't care if they're unprocessed or processed. Added sugar's the first step. I made a 7-step video on how to lose weight without calorie counting. The first step was to remove added sugar. So I totally believe in that. But one of the other steps, if you keep going down the line of removing stuff, is removing the amount of carbs, the amount of sugars that you're intaking. Unprocessed, processed. Sugar, sugar. Too much sugar is too much sugar. The glycemic index is, it doesn't necessarily apply to you 100% unless you've done the experiment with yourself. If the goal is to burn fat, we cannot continue to give ourselves moderate amounts of carbs, especially moderate in the term of what America thinks. and what is standard in our community as Americans and really as the world today. If we're eating 60 to 70% of our total calories from carbs, what's moderate? 40 to 50? I think it's still too much, especially if you want to change the composition of your body, lose some fat. Let your body learn how to burn fat by eating more fat. I think it only makes sense. You have to allow yourself to break the addiction physically and mentally from carbs. And I love carbs, but I know that the more I allow myself to eat carbs, the more I'm going to want them. And it's not because my body prefers them as a fuel source. It's because they're addictive. They give you that high. But if you learn to eat correctly, if you find a diet that allows you to eliminate some of the carbs that you're intaking to the point where you actually start tapping into your fat, and allows you to eat the foods you love, and allows you to indulge in things that are only going to support you and your long-term goals, that's the diet that's going to work for you. It sounds so easy and it's hard. I know it's hard to do, but we got to break the addiction. If not, you're never going to reach the goal that you want to reach. For most of us, some of us will be able to do it. But if you find yourself not being able to reach your goal, it's probably because your moderate intake of carbs, everything in moderation, isn't moderate. That's it for now. This is Rolando Rodriguez with xgains.com. Please let me know if you got any questions or comments down below. Please like, subscribe, and share to this channel if you haven't done so already. I greatly appreciate it. The website again is x-, that's the symbol, not the word, gains.com. And I hope you have a fantastic day. Peace.